Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday, and I hope that you are ready for a exciting, new, and productive week. I am Lisa Santiago McNeill, and my husband and co-host is Brian Keith McNeill. He'll be with us in a moment, and we'll be ready to go. Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Hold on to your seat. Back in a moment. And here we are ready to begin the day. Excited to be spending it with you. Some of you may have gotten an interesting new update this morning. Fix that, please. You got it. Come on. Some of you may have seen a new addition to the network this morning because Mr. Quartz has joined the network this morning. I certainly hope that you got to fix the light, honey. There's nothing wrong with the background. He's coming. I promise y'all. You know, he don't like nothing new. Cortez Springer, we had an amazing time with him. Fix your face. And there you go. Thank you, baby. And we also have Stephanie coming to the network on Thursday. We're just looking forward to all of the greatness that is in store for the Empowerment Network. Make sure that you comment, share, and like. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Phyllis, thank you for joining us this morning. Today is you didn't bring the book. Today is the first day of Black History Month.
We got 5 things. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that most people learn.
And we will have a segment to talk about African Americans in music history. Working my last nerve today. Good morning, Melissa. Thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. Yes.
Snap again.
I've been up here working while you were rambling, crimping,
right now,
carrying on.
What was I doing downstairs?
Carrying on.
Right now, you have water, yogurt, and a granola bar. Right. How did that happen?
Absolutely.
Okay, it just materialized out of nowhere, right?
Get him.
Hey.
My neck is sore. I can't even turn my head. So, all right. Happy Monday. Happy February 1st. Happy first day of Black History Month.
I'm hopeful you all had a fantastic weekend. We had a pretty good weekend. I think so. Relaxing. We had a great meal on Friday night, which included ribs, y'all. And I had the rest of the ribs Saturday morning, so that's a plus. There's no sports right now, man. The weekend between the last football game and the Super Bowl is like a dead sports weekend. So I didn't get a chance to see any games this weekend. Although, you know, college basketball is really rearing up right now. But I didn't get a chance to enjoy any of it. But next week is the Super Bowl, y'all.
And it is the Empowerment Showcase for
6 down.
Powerful African Americans in history.
Excited about that. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to do that.
Absolutely. That is going to be bomb.
How you doing, Brother Keith? How you doing, Sister Valerie? How you doing, Brother Tim? How y'all doing? Hey, how you doing? Baby, what you getting into?
Hey, guys. So check it out. Next Saturday at 4 o'clock. Awesome showcase for you. The Power of African Americans in History. It is going to be phenomenal. We'll have Dr. Deborah for healing. We will have Dr. Barbara Peacock for spirituality. Donna Lee Reed for helps. We will be enjoying Michael Carson again, communications from Brian Keith McNeill, and none other than the money man himself, Evan Jefferson.
Communications in African American history That segment is going to be bomb, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. The dude giving that segment and the content and he's discovering in his research is going to be amazing. But the whole thing's going to be awesome.
It is.
So we're looking forward to that. This morning, I watched something on YouTube. 5 life lessons that most people learn too late. They learn it too late. These are 5 life lessons where the author of the article said, if we had learned this as children, our whole lives would have been better. And it's a short little video too, less than 7 minutes long. So we watched that together. I watched it first, and then I shared it with my wife, and we actually took some notes on it. And we're really, really curious about your take on these 5 lessons that most people learn too late. We've often talked on this morning broadcast about what happens if you don't pursue your dreams. What happens if you don't use your gift? Your gift dies when you die, and how the cemetery is so rich with uncomposed songs, books that were never written, inventions that were never done because the person didn't do it.
Ms. Phyllis said it is snowing in New York City until Tuesday. Y'all can keep it. Don't say none of it here.
I don't think we're going to get any snow this year. I've been looking. I don't want to go a whole year with no snow. I want to have some snow. You don't want any?
Nope. Why would I want any snow? What am I
doing? Because we're 4-season people.
I've never said that.
I have. That's one of the reasons I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, because even though all the seasons are mild here, you still get a taste of all of them.
No, thank you. I'd be happy with 3 seasons for the rest of my life.
What?
I could even go down to 2.
In 3 seasons only, you don't get a chance to, some stuff that don't get a chance to die doesn't get a chance to regenerate more beautifully. Some stuff has to die off and get frozen in the ground for it to come back more beautiful.
Oh.
I want all 4 seasons. And since Ms. Phyllis said it's snowing in New York, I'm afraid that this year in particular, we're not going to get any winter. I think we've already seen the coldest of our winter.
And it was wintry.
Baby, we have never had any days in the teens. We had no days.
I don't want no days in the teens. That is not something I'm looking for.
We didn't have any days in the teens in Charlotte, North Carolina. How you doing, Kim? How you doing, Ronald? What's going on? What's up, Devon? Because that's how life works. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I remember going outside with a brand new basketball I got on Christmas when it was 40 below. Okay.
I remember that too. I grew up in the Bronx.
40 below zero. Now, we didn't stay out there very long.
And that's why I moved to Charlotte. I did not want any cold. Not that much cold.
Well, we're not going to get, like, the coldest days we've had here have been in the high 30s or low 40s days.
Good morning, Beverly. Okay. Brian, you got to lean up. You got to make this light work.
You got your chair too far over, too. Okay. I was trying not to mess with you, but you want to keep messing. That's much better, okay? And we can always move these lights a little bit more, too. So anyway.
Good morning, Barbara. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Barbara.
Melissa, read her comment. You guys
says, I got my contact lenses. I want one good snowfall. We never get it. We never get to make snowmen. I hate the cold, but something about a good snowfall. I'm with you, Melissa. It's so peaceful and magical. My kids have only experienced snow a few times, and it rocks to watch their excitement. Blow the roof off. I'm from Detroit, and we used to get feet of snow for months. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We would get feet. And I, too, actually, I will admit, Melissa, I want one good snowfall here to blanket our area one time.
I get that, Jay Ronald. He said we need the lows to kill the insects.
Yes, you need them to kill the bugs.
I did. I don't like it.
Good morning, Arthur Lynette. How you doing, my sister? Good morning, Brittany. How you doing, my sister? So today we're talking about 5 life lessons that most people learn too late. Let's go right now. It's already 9:08. Number 1. Now, we got this from a video, and we really, really want your perspective on it. Number 1 life lesson that most people learn too late is that everything is temporary.
Everything is temporary.
And nothing lasts forever. Mm-mm. The car you drive, the home you live in, the pet you have, eventually they're going to be gone.
The apartment you have.
The apartment you have. Everything is temporary. And knowing that to be true, you should live your life more fully. You know, You should live your life more fully. Everything is now. When I first heard this, my knee jerk was okay. Yeah, that's true. But then I thought about what about my relationship with my wife? I don't want to believe that's temporary. Go ahead.
You don't want to believe it's temporary.
Yeah, I want to believe it's permanent.
Well, then we could never die.
That's right. Only way it would be permanent is if neither one of us ever died. Okay, and that's true because eventually, all of us are going to die eventually. So none of us are going to stay here forever.
And in heaven, we are not married nor given in marriage.
Okay.
Or at least that's what some of the Bible says.
Okay. Did you hear what Lisa said, John? In heaven, we are not what?
Married nor given in marriage.
You're not married.
We're all brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm gonna have my house with me.
Y'all see? Y'all see? Arthur Lynette says, take your butt back to Detroit. I don't want to see it. LOL.
What?
Me neither. I don't want to see no snow neither. For real.
All of y'all.
Beverly said, everything has an expiration date. Absolutely.
Yes.
Melissa replying to Arthur Lynette, I said one good snowfall. I also moved here to get away from the cold. LOL. I'm not about shoveling and putting on coat and puffy coats and heating the car up. None of that.
All of that stuff builds character.
Yeah.
You need all of that.
You need children for that.
What is up with this background?
You need sons.
What was you thinking?
For crying out.
What was you thinking? What were you thinking about?
Studio. It's a studio.
It ain't us.
It's not you.
That's what you put up there.
Good night. You work my nerves sometimes.
Watch what you say. Watch what you say. You might end up with a nerve ailment because you said that.
I have one. That's what's wrong.
See?
You think you did that?
No, I think you did that by speaking into existence. You created a nerve challenge.
Kelly, got money, Kelly. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kelly. The book is hot. Okay. So number one.
The way is out just in time for Black History Month. And we are excited.
You can't hang off of it. I thought you were from Maryland. You know what snows like. Okay, Kelly says, peace and blessings, beloved family. Kelly, we're talking about 5 lessons that most people learn too late. Number one was, and we got this from a video we watched this morning on YouTube. Number one is that all of life is temporary. Everything. So because all of life is temporary, you should live your days more fully. You should experience more in each day because you don't get a whole lot of them. You don't get a whole lot of days. So you should live more fully in the days that you have. Got that? That's number one. Number 2, life lesson that most people learn too late. Sacrificing for today for tomorrow is a good idea. Now, initially, that might sound contradictory. However, eventually we all learn that we need to set aside some money, sacrifice some play for the greater good.
It's not only money. You sacrifice some of your time now so that you can have time later. Sometimes you can't store up time, right? But there are certain things that you are going to have to stay up later for, right? To build your foundation. Hey, Craig, good morning. We miss you.
Every time we talk about sleep, when it comes to success or business, I always see LL Cool J's quote pop into my mind. He goes, to be successful, you're going to have to give up some sleep. You're just going to have to. You're going to have to give up some sleep. That's his opinion, that you can't achieve great levels of success without giving up some sleep. And then I always go to 50 Cent and Beyonce. 50 Cent says sleep. 50 Cent says sleep was for broke people. Who the hell? Sleep is for broke people. Really? So you only get this sleep.
Dennis Kimbrough sort of subscribes to it too.
Do you remember a quote that he said that made you believe that?
Well, it didn't have to do with sleep. It had to do with the time. He said, you haven't made enough money to watch football.
Yes. You're not earning enough money to spend that much time watching football. But we're going to keep going. Beyonce, I always love the story of Beyonce and her dancers preparing for an upcoming concert. And they wanted to do a good job. And they rehearsed day and night until one time they wanted to do a good job. They was rehearsing round the clock. And one of the dancers said, you know what? We haven't eaten in 3 days. It took 3 days. They were so locked in, so focused for them to realize they haven't even eaten in 3 days. How about that for some dedication for your butt? Okay. Dr. George Frazier talked about your E to E ratio. Your E to E ratio. We've talked about on the show. What percentage of your time do you spend in entertainment versus what percentage of your time you spend in education of yourself? E to E, entertainment versus education. All these things matter. Yeah.
Although that's just B, why you think I picked to live in North Carolina and you take your butt back to New York? No more snow. Just give me the warmth I deserve.
Stop being such a wuss. I'm not talking about snowing 365 days a year. I'm not talking about snowing all year long. I'm talking about one. I'm with Melissa on this one. God, stop being such wusses. Okay.
I have snow on a day that I don't have to go out.
See, that's the point. That snow might be the day that makes you stay your butt home. Sit down somewhere.
I do that anyway. So what I'm saying is, I don't want the snow on a day that I have to go out. Now, I don't go out.
Tammy, how you doing, Tammy? Good morning, Leslie. How you doing? So we're doing 5 life lessons that most people learn too late. Number 1 is that all of life is temporary. Number 2 was sacrificing for tomorrow is a very good idea. Number 3 is life is not fair. It's just not. Okay. You don't always get what you deserve. You don't even always get what you earned. Someone less qualified than you is going to get the promotion that you wanted. Someone that's not as good as you is going to end up with the relationship that you felt you wanted, because life itself is just not fair.
Life is not fair. I wish it were, but no, I don't. No, I don't. I think the unfair of it creates resiliency.
Oh, yeah?
And it also prepares you not to take anything for granted.
I love that perspective, actually. When you understand that life's not fair, you stop taking stuff for granted. Here's the other thing that they said, too. Life don't owe you anything either. It's not fair, and it doesn't owe you nothing.
Now, that's a hard one to give to someone. That's one you have to get to your, that's one that you have to get for yourself, because if someone gives it to you, you want to give it back to them. Like, don't give me that lesson. Don't tell me that, because it almost feels dismissive. It almost feels like, whatever. Everybody gonna go through something, right? Even though that's true, that's something you have to get for yourself. And amen, Beverly. Thank God I don't get what I deserve. Woo-hoo.
Yes.
That is a good thing.
Thank God we don't get what we deserve. Holy, we got what we deserve. Oh my gosh.
Good morning, Brittany. Good morning. Good morning.
It's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. And if you can make peace with that, I really want your opinion on this point, family. If you can make peace with the fact that, okay, I worked hard for it and it didn't happen. Life is not trying to punish me. It's just not fair. Make peace with that point. That's number 3 we learned today. Number 4, don't make mountains out of molehills. Stop making mountains. Stop taking little slights and turn them into major problems.
Yeah.
The person cut you off in traffic on your way to work.
Oh, wait, I need to record this.
And then, no, you don't. And then when you go to work, you want to tell people about the person that cut you off in traffic.
Or while you're driving in that traffic, you want to go to fussing and carrying on and screaming.
Drive, baby.
You just said don't make mountains out of molehills.
That's not molehills while I'm driving. I'm talking about making a mountain out of molehill is when you don't let the moment pass and you're making that thing bigger than it needs to be. Now, I confess that when I'm driving, I am paying attention to dumb stuff, okay?
And everybody in the car has to be subjected to it. Like, I don't have a problem.
You're the only one in the car.
if there were somebody else in the car, would they have to be subjected to it too?
I'm like, baby, look at this. Look at this.
And I'm trying to, first of all, I'm trying to pray because he's driving so wild.
Stop it. I don't drive wild. I'm a defensive driver.
Absolutely.
I'm looking out for the mother.
Sometimes defensive feels like this.
That's okay.
Right? So I'm trying to be in my own zone. I said, Lord, I'm in your hands. I'm in your hands, Lord. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to put my earbuds in. I'm going to watch some paternity court and I'm going to pray and trust that I'm going to get to my next destination. But in the midst of it, I got to hear, did you see it?
I don't yell like that.
Baby, look at this. Look at this fool.
Boy, stop making mountains out of molehills. Beverly says, because whatever happened, you can't change it, stop it, or even make it go away. It happened. Okay. I do. Driving, Lisa's partially right, but people in the far left-hand lane, which is the fast lane, those people who won't drive fast do get on my nerves. People who have to cut in front of me and then to drive slower than I was driving, those bother me too. So
people that are already in front of him that are driving slower than he wants
get
to
the heck
drive.
out of the way. You supposed
Wants them out of the way. Melissa, for real. Melissa said, Jesus, take the wheel. That's how I feel when Nate is in the driver's seat. So I just try to check out, right? I just want, okay.
Don't get to check out.
I want to just check out, leave you to your own devices. I don't have to let my blood pressure get elevated because you want your blood pressure boiling and percolating over there in the driver's seat. But then I get, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? That's what I get. That's what you be doing.
I'll be elbowing you.
Really? I'm telling you. So number 4 is don't make mountains out of molehills.
I remember an incident in my life. I was probably 23, 24 years old. 24 years old. Our baby, Brianna, was still a baby. And we lived in an apartment complex that had the laundromat on the property. Okay, we didn't have one in our apartment. We had to like walk across the yard. It was right there. So I once washed the baby's clothes, and I must have put something red in there or pink in there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her.
That I don't understand why she would choose to call at that time.
Do not disturb. Anyway,
no, it's Facebook message.
So I washed the baby's clothes, and I had something red or pink in there. So all the clothes came out pink.
Of course they did.
Okay. And Michelle, Brianna's mother, lost her mind. She wanted to fuss. Look at these in the clothes. Look at these in the baby's clothes. And at first I was just ignoring her. And then she wanted me to be elevated like her, and I wasn't. And then finally I said, look, it's just baby clothes. And then she stopped fussing, and then she came back to me a little while later. You know what, Brian? I'm sorry. You're right. It's just baby clothes. I don't know why I was losing my mind so much over that. But she was. And that's been my case throughout my whole life. You know, women around me lose their mind, and I'm just kind of cool. And I am there to be the calming factor
except when you're
for the women.
Except when you're not. Beverly says, what about the people who turn on their signals but turn the opposite way?
Yes. Put on their left turn signal and go right. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, or no signal at all. That's my favorite.
That most of the time.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe that there is some sort of a tax rebate for not using your signal.
They're not going to do it. They just ain't going to do it.
Like, oh, you didn't use your signals for 8 months out of the year? All right, we're going to give you a credit for that. Because they are not using that.
It's like Lisa said, like they must get some kind of a break, a credit, a rebate, or something for not using their signals. They just ain't gonna do it.
No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Now, number 5 of the 5 life lessons that most people learn too late. This is the one that we spent more time thinking about. Number 5 has 3 parts. Number 1 is face your fears, be yourself, and follow your dreams. Face your fears. These are lessons that most people learn too late. Face your fears. Be yourself and follow your dreams.
That's number 5.
All 3 of those are number 5. We want to break them down into pieces or the whole thing?
You can break them down.
Number 1, face your fears. If you do the thing that you fear, the death of fear is certain. I don't remember who made that quote, but it is a quote. Okay. Face your fears. What happens when you don't face your fears? They hang around longer.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely, they do. Thank you for capturing that, Melissa. Face your fears. Be yourself and follow your dreams. Mm-hmm. Face your fears. So fear, first of all, fear is consumed the moment that you do the thing that you fear. Mm-hmm. It really is. It really gets smaller the closer you get to it. And once you get to the other side of it, sometimes the biggest lesson that you learned was, why was I afraid of that?
Yeah.
Kelly says, so true, Lisa and Brian. As I've lived, I've learned that everything didn't get in that moment. Everything I didn't get in that moment was the preparation I needed to thrive. When I was just focusing on survival, each lesson were amazing lessons, opportunities that I didn't see or wasn't trying to hear. Divine timing. Amen. Great topics. Amen.
I love what Kelly said. TD Jake said something that I probably heard 20 years ago and never let go.
I like your recap, Beverly. Go ahead.
He said, nothing that you've been through is going to be wasted. All these tribulations you're going through, none of that's going to be wasted. There's going to be value out of all that stuff. It's not going to be wasted.
Good morning, Mark. Yeah.
Go ahead. Beverly said what now?
Beverly says, fire fear so that you can be yourself and follow your dreams.
Fire your fear. Be yourself and follow your dreams. That's a challenging one, I think. Be yourself.
Authenticity is one that most people think is so obvious, but it is one of the things that oftentimes is not even embraced or accomplished until much later in life.
I think it's a challenge. When you tell someone to be yourself, particularly a child, I think it's very challenging because they don't know who they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I first got with Lisa, she had this big old sign in her son's bedroom saying, be yourself. And I had a problem with that at first. Did I ever tell you this?
No.
Okay. I was like, how does he know who he is yet? This kid is 19 years old, 18 years old. He don't even know who he is yet. Okay. Or does he? So I was thinking that's hard to tell. Just like telling a child, be a man, a little boy, be a man about it. Okay. He don't know what that means. He only knows what he thinks it means.
Brother Blackwell says, for me, my fear came in the form of doubt, wondering if I could, not would.
If I could, am I smart enough? Am I good enough? Am I capable? Can I actually make this happen? Right. Yes, those things are very, very real. Number 5 is face your fears, be yourself, and follow your dreams. These are 5 life lessons that most people learn too late, or they wish they had learned younger. Yep.
Absolutely.
And then follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. That's one that is often, you would think it would be easier, but because we are often a part of a community or a family or whatever, following your dreams is not always an independent decision. Beverly says, because what you go through is what will birth you into your breakthrough.
Love it.
Amen. Amen. Brother Blackwell said, it's a great topic today. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
My thought on the follow your dreams is I'm talking about that dream that won't leave you alone. That dream that keeps coming up. You dream about it. You daydream about it. That thing. Thank you. That thing that torments you, that you keep imagining yourself doing or being or going or having. That dream. I want to go to this place so bad. It won't leave you alone. That dream you should follow. I want to do this kind of business. So I want to open up my music studio so bad. If it's consuming you, that's the dream I believe they were talking about you should follow. Not the fleeting one, the pervasive one. That's my thought on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Marcus, it's like a nagging itch. And it won't leave you alone. I'm going to tell you the moment, man. I've had several of these moments. In 2013, now it's been a long time before 2013, but in 2013, I mentioned this on the show several times. Life had kicked my butt so mad that I decided to go back and to get a real job. And I held that real job, I think, for a total of 3 months, 2.5 to 3 months. Mm-hmm. But in my first full month there, the first full month was training. But then after that, my first full month, my second month with the company, I got the award as the top salesperson with the company. It was selling over the phone. But I'm telling you, man, it didn't give me joy. It didn't give me satisfaction getting the top salesperson award because I can remember sitting at my desk, computer in front of me, headphone on, and my belly was aching. I felt so bad to be in that chair. I wanted to be free. I didn't want to be there. I was hating the job. Now, the job did do some stuff for me. When I first started going to that job, truth be told, I didn't even have a car. Okay, I was taking a city bus to get to the job. But because I had achieved levels of success at the job and it paid well, I was able to buy a car. And so that job kind of helped me to get my freedom back so I could venture out and go do more stuff. You know, not having a car sucks as an adult.
Depending on
depending on where you are,
where you live,
and where you live. And in 2013, I wasn't as hip on Uber, so I needed a car.
Yeah, nowadays, I think Uber has even taken the desire to get a driver's license from many of our kids.
Lisa and I lived on Uber for a season, and it was nothing slowed down. We hung out when we wanted to hang out. We went and partied. We did meetings. Nothing stopped because we Ubered.
Yeah, I think, especially in some of the less urban areas, Uber took away some of that angst that went along with not having a car. It can still be a challenge, but it's not as much so.
We even discovered when we used to go uptown to the Epicenter back in the day, before March of 2019, on a Friday night, if we wanted to go up to the Epicenter, parking was going to be $25-$30, okay? Parking. And you had to spend a minimum amount of this and that in order to have a good time. What we discovered was if we Ubered uptown and Ubered home, it cost us about as much money as it took to park, and we didn't have to drive. So we could do more stuff. It was a great value for us.
Absolutely. So today is Monday, the first day of Black History Month. We want to take a moment to highlight and celebrate
an icon.
God bless you.
Where'd the sneeze come from?
I don't know, but if you got that Rona,
is sneezing one of the symptoms of Rona?
No, it's coughing, but not sneezing. But people don't want you to have any bodily.
My sneeze is typically allergies for me or something.
Yeah, but we lost an icon. She returned to Source after having accomplished such tremendous volume with her life's work.
And she did it with style
and grace.
And she did it up until the age of 96.
If that's her real age, because oh yeah, she might be 120. Because in the movies, they had a tendency to backdate, to be younger than you were, or
I wouldn't be surprised if she was
older or whatever. But she had her. We're talking about Miss Cicely Tyson, everybody's favorite African-American actress who has been with most of us since we were born.
Mentored so many other actors and actresses. They come out in the woodwork and telling their Cicely Tyson stories.
Absolutely.
We remember her from her movies. We remember her from her interviews. Remember how much revere other actors and actresses had of her.
Mm-hmm.
She was good.
She was amazing. Her stature was elegant. She was versatile in her different roles. It was just, I don't know. She deserves all of the accolades. And if you take some time, if you have a moment today, just watch something.
Tyler Perry did the story. Made the comment. He had this uncontrollable urge to watch The Diary of Miss Jane Pittman. And he got up early in the morning to watch The Diary of Miss Jane Pittman. And I don't know how much of this is embellished or not, and maybe none of it's embellished. But he said he was watching, he had an urge to watch that movie, and he was watching it, and then Oprah called him and told him that Cicely Tyson had passed on.
That's amazing. But now imagine that. And that in and of itself is a legacy story. Because of who Tyler Perry is, who Oprah Winfrey is, who Cicely Tyson was, all of them iconic individuals who came up from nothing. None of them had silver spoons all of them, and they are somehow connected. What about your net worth and your net worth and your network, huh?
Your real worth is in your network.
Right.
Your network is your real net worth.
But then imagine if I were Tyler Perry after the sting wear off, just the thought that I'm getting a personal phone call from Oprah Winfrey as if it's a girlfriend telling me about Cicely Tyson as if she's my great aunt, and we're all in this family who is so closely knit together.
Yes.
And I was sleeping in my car 15 years ago.
That's true, but I love the analogy because that community is small, okay? Of people that achieve that level of success, okay? Oprah called her cousin and told him about her aunt passing. Their aunt.
I mean, that's of course, that's me using my imagination to create that image, but I want it to resonate with you in a different way. He did not quit on his dream. She did not quit on her dream, and she did not quit on her dream.
All of them had major failures. Tyler Perry's story, you've heard a lot
of it. We didn't talk about that one in there. Right. I thought we were gonna spend more time about it. That you haven't succeeded if you haven't failed. Well, it wasn't that. It was something more about failure. Oh, if you haven't failed at anything,
let me set this up.
Yeah.
Because we watched it twice today. And each time we watched it, each time that guy said this, it made Lisa have a visceral response both times. But here's the thing. There are a type of people who don't fail.
Yeah.
Who never fail.
Who never fail.
There is a type of people who never fail. And those people who never fail, we know them. They're called losers. The kind of people who never fail, they're called losers. Yeah. And both times that guy said that, both times it struck Lisa viscerally.
Yeah.
Because you cannot win.
You cannot win if you never fail. And then think about these three iconic individuals that we're talking about. All three of them overcame tremendous failures, tremendous losses, tremendous challenges. And if you are going through your life and today everything has gone back to back smooth sailing, you ain't set your sights high enough. Mm-hmm. When we set every place that we have failed, first of all, and there's even been a few together, and we've only been together for 5 years, and some of you have been our clients within those 5 years. Yep. And during those failing seasons. Mm-hmm. Understand that those failures could not and did not define us. That those losses cultivated the strength in us that we would not have known that we had in the midst of moving on to the next thing.
Tyler Perry producing plays.
Living in his car. Because he wasn't worried about somebody saying, yeah, how you going to listen to him and he live in his car?
He didn't talk about it. He just went about his business.
Right.
Les Brown giving motivational talks.
Living in his office.
Telling people you can do what you want to do. You can be what you want to be. You can have what you want to have. And he was living in his office, afraid to be found out because you ain't supposed to live in your office.
That's right.
Okay. So washing in the sink at the office. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or some of us have had the opportunity where we had to get creative, living in our car, learning how to go to the truck stop. To take your shower, being able to be creative while you are on the way coming up. You can't allow those failures. The fear of those failures is really what many people are being held back for even moving forward into their sex. I don't want to have to live in my car. Right. Well, you know what? We didn't have the option to live in our car because our car got repossessed before the eviction.
How many, and we laugh about it.
We can laugh about it today.
Yeah, it's hilarious now, because that's not the case we live in right now.
No.
We're far from that. But we had to go through that to get to this level of intimacy that we have with each other. I love the fact that we are intimate with each other.
Brother Blackwell says, I've wasted too much time using my talents, deferring from my dreams, working for others until I got tired. The money and experiences help, but I wasn't satisfied. Right. Understand that we're not telling you that you don't have to grind out and that you can't go work for somebody else. while you're building your dream. We're saying make sure that you balance the two and make sure that you understand, am I chasing my dream or am I seeking comfort? Because sometimes the desire to stay in that dream is not because you're being particularly conscientious or responsible. It's actually fear. And I've shared with some of you my story about fear. When I was working my job, God had divinely designed my job to allow me to work my business. I mean, it was amazing. I worked from home. I was able to write my own schedule. I only had to be responsive, so I didn't have lots and lots of regular day-to-day stuff to do. I had 6 weeks off to do volunteerism. And at that time, my business was nonprofit, so that I could actually work in my own business for 6 weeks and still got paid from my job. Everything wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then God woke me up from my sleep and said, "So when will you trust me?" Now, in that moment, I'm thinking, yo, I've been trusting you all along and you're doing good by me. I'm straight. I've been trusting you. I love you. I'm excited, God. And he says, no, you're trusting in the 1st and the 15th, because that was when my paychecks came in. And as long as I stayed on that job, I would get those paychecks on the 1st and the 15th. And the time passed as he transitioned me from there to further on. And then finally to walk away. Understand that when you are willing to walk away, trust God and trust what he placed in you, you will find so much amazing strength. Beverly says, truck stop showers, witness to that.
Now, Beverly, we were actually thinking of you when Lisa said that. Now, we weren't going to say
We
it
wouldn't
unless you
say it.
did it.
Yeah, we wouldn't
Now,
say it.
since you said it, let me tell you something about our friend Beverly. She has a beautiful home today. Okay. She has a lot more space than she had before, because she did have a season where she lived in her car and took showers at a truck stop. But she kept her job, but she had no place to live, so she lived out of her car. But let me tell you something else about Beverly. During the season when she was living in her car and taking showers at the truck stop, during that time,
She was still giving.
we saw her, Lisa and I, because we didn't know that was her case until it wasn't about to be the case. But um, while she was living in her car, she was still giving to other people. Mm-hmm. She was still helping other people out financially, and she still had a sweet spirit about her. Mm-hmm. She was going to church, she was helping people, and she was even mentoring other people, other young ladies who loved her so much. So out of all of that going on, she still maintained her sweetness. She still didn't get bitter at anybody. She still was giving. She was still loving. And today she's been blessed.
Amen.
What an amazing story you are, Beverly.
Amen. It's time to do the songs, babe. Okay. We're about to run out of time.
It is about, we're about to run out of time. Let's do the songs. There was one more thing I was going to say, too. One of the founders of one of the shipping companies, I think it's DHL or one of those guys, that's a huge business. Billion-dollar corporation. But he tells a story when he was starting his shipping company, he had to deliver pizzas at night. He had to deliver pizzas at night. And he did not want his employees to know that the boss, having to deliver pizza at night, okay, in order to make things meet. That's when you want something. You go for something. Mm-hmm. Now, the greeting songs, we're going to go ahead and do that now.
Brother Blackwell says, Brian, I was terrified for Beverly. And yes, she was still giving and supporting and still helping greatness. Amen.
I felt, Beverly made me have peace with this. Because at first I was upset when I found out, because I was thinking, Beverly, if you are a sister, if we have a roof over our head, even if we don't have a spare bedroom, we got a floor, we got a couch, we got something. Okay. But she was like, she told us at a church one time, she goes, don't y'all worry about me. I'm fine. Okay. What? Who would say that in that moment? Because once we found out, we wanted to sister, let us help you, please. She goes, don't y'all worry about me. Mm-hmm. I'm fine. Oh, Beverly. So anyway, our greeting songs, our show's been going since October of 2016. Here we are in 2021. We do this show Monday through Friday. This show works for us and it works for a lot of people. Our reach is good and strong, and our audience is reliable and loyal. And I'll tell you, our show only works because of you guys. So we like to thank you guys that have been rocking with us for years or are consistent contributors. And the way we do that is with a greeting song or a greeting logo. Up first is Miss Phyllis George. She has a greeting logo and it goes, Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning. Good morning.
Up next is Miss Melissa Price, the head usher of Let's Talk About It. Bow, 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 bow. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price. How you doing?
And the entrepreneurial sisters are doing it on their own. I said the Price sisters are doing it on their own.
Good morning to the Price sisters. A FedEx truck is in our neighborhood. We're on the second floor of I'm in our office. I can look out and see the FedEx truck because everybody in our neighborhood gets a lot of FedEx and UPS. Okay, everybody gets shipping, so we all look and see. Okay, who's getting what? Okay, who's up? That's our sister Beverly, Dr. Beverly. Is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. How you doing?
Good morning, Miss Barbara. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, you need a jam, man. Brittany Ziegler, you need a jam.
Good morning, Brittany.
Arthur Lynette is here at this table we sit.
Making it legit.
Because when Lynette hits the show, good morning, Arthur Lynette. How you doing?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Kelly deserves it. We had one for Kelly. Wait a minute, because it was Change Gonna Come is what Kelly. We had a jam for you, Kelly. I sang it too. Remember? We had a jam for Kelly Little. We was using Change Gonna Come. It came to me. Kelly, help me. If you remember what it was, Kelly, refresh my memory. But it's in here somewhere because we did it before. So I want to find it again. Craig Sabb is here. Craig Mack. 1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees. You'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze. Good morning, Craig. How you doing? Melissa Price is here again. Kelly, I know you got a jam, and it's escaping me right now.
Absolutely. It's Brittany. It's Brittany. It's Brittany.
Brittany Thomas.
It's Brittany. It's Brittany. It's Brittany. Brittany. It's your time. It's your time. Yeah.
Good morning, Brother Chris Cathcart. That reminds me, tomorrow night we having our men's meeting. Chris is a regular. And good morning, Pastor Peaches. Good morning.
That's what I call her.
That's how you sound, too, when you say it.
Hello, Pastor Peaches. That's what I say to her, too. I'm going through Brother Blackwell. Good morning,
Marcus.
Thank you for joining us today. If we have missed you, please count it to our head and
looking for you.
Heart.
We don't want to miss anybody.
Going through, trying to make sure everybody is there. It was Melissa said it was the notorious B.I.G. Hypnotized. Kelly, can't you? Kelly, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me.
I don't remember it that way, but I like it.
It works for me. Kelly, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me.
I like it because he is a writer, and he's a prolific writer, too.
That's right.
So I like it. Thank you, Melissa, for that.
Beverly said it's snowing where she is.
She don't live that far from us. So
and Melissa said it's not snowing here yet, and I know you're only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, but you're south of us, Melissa. I'm hoping we get some snow. Maybe we'll talk it up and get some snow right where we live. If we do get some snow, I'm gonna be outside in it. I'm gonna tell you that we're recording live for the snow.
Okay.
If it's starting to snow on us, and you could come with me.
No, I'm good.
You did last year.
We need to take some pictures so that we can change our flyer for the show. So after the show, we're gonna have to see.
After this show, we're gonna sit here and take pictures.
Yeah, sit here.
Do we have time?
Pictures. Yeah, my first appointment is at 11. I don't know if you have time.
All right. So how cool of a conversation is that? just now. Do you have time? My first appointment is at 11. How cool is that? That's a cool statement because we both work from home. We both have a base of clients, and we both are consistently trying to grow. Bring on the flurries. Let's will it into existence, Brian. Yeah, I think I want some snow. Actually, I'm in the mood for it today. Come on.
I've had it. No, I haven't. I have to leave the house at noon.
You got a truck, and I'm gonna drive. When we leave the house, I'm gonna drive. So we got a truck. And we ain't gonna get so much snow that's gonna compromise driving in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Even flurries compromises driving in Charlotte, North Carolina, because Charlotte, North Carolina does not have the infrastructure in place for snow.
They damn sure don't.
So
they don't know what to do.
They don't have the infrastructure in place for rain.
Ice, they're having completely. Why are they flummoxed by ice on the ground?
Because they don't have enough of it to have built up. Like, we don't have our own ice trucks here, like we have
salt trucks. Yeah,
we don't have our own salt trucks. There's no need for it. You see, we're sitting here talking about the fact that we have not even had a daggone snow flurry all year, and
it's an inch, not 1 inch,
not even 1 inch.
Marcus says, "Listen, these jokers have plowed the snow yet."
They haven't plowed the snow yet, or they plowed the snow already?
Plowed ahead of time, which makes no sense to do that. We're gonna get out of here very soon. But look, the 5 life lessons. That's what we want to have as the focus of our talk today. That most people learn too late. We don't want you to learn them too late. One is understand that all of life is temporary. So spend more of your days more fully. Get more out of your days. Squeeze more juice out of your day. Today matters, man. Today matters. You don't know how many of these things you're going to get. The actress Dawn Lewis, she tells the story. When some other comedian was telling us, Dion Cole was talking about when he was on the show with Dawn Lewis. And Dawn Lewis was like, she was equating the life to how many more summers she has. So she's like in her 70s, okay?
I don't know who Dawn Lewis is.
Yeah, the mom. She plays mom on all the black movies. Dawn Lewis. She plays everybody's mom almost, okay?
Was she Will Smith's mom?
She might have been in something.
I'm talking about in the TV show. Not
that's Auntie Viv.
Not Aunt Viv. I'm talking about his real mom on the show. His mom on the show. Aunt Viv was his aunt.
I don't think so. But anyway,
I don't know who
she was talking about. I've only got like 10 summers left. Jennifer Lewis. That's what I'm thinking of.
Good.
Jennifer Lewis, not Dawn Lewis. Jennifer Lewis. Yes, Jennifer Lewis. And she was like, I've only got about 10 more summers left, and I'm not going to let you mess with any of my summers.
Yeah, Jennifer Lewis is bomb. Brother Blackwell says, haven't. I walked to the corner store for some eggs, and it took me 30 minutes to get there. Wow.
Determination. You wanted them daggone eggs.
Yeah, what you making? Oh, he got all them kids feed. You gotta keep.
That's right. That's right.
Kids. You got to feed. Yes, you need eggs.
You wanted some eggs, boy. You must have
probably just wanted to get away from the kids for 5 minutes. Had to get out of the house. But yeah, absolutely. When I first moved to Charlotte, my first snowstorm here in Charlotte was 1998.
1998 snowstorm was 21 inches in Raleigh. I remember 98 because when I met girl, okay, that's when it happened. 21 inches.
Not me, the other girl.
We got snowed in.
Yeah, so there was snow here, but I had only just arrived here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it didn't seem like snow to me. I'm like, why is everybody tripping? I put my boots on, got my shopping cart, which no one had. No one here had or knew what a shopping cart is.
A foldable shopping cart that you take with you.
That you take with you to the store. And I brought mine with me from New York. I kept the hold of that for 20 years. I only lost it 5 years ago. But I took it, I put my boots on, I had Tim's, put my Tim's on, walked down the street, and the neighbors that I had not even met yet said, "Where you going, gal?" And I said, "I'm going to the supermarket," and people start coming out and bringing me money with their grocery list. So I ended up being a shopping girl, going to the store.
I ought to charge them a premium.
No, I didn't charge them anything. I just bought what they needed. It was mostly elders on that street. And so going to get milk and eggs and bread. I found that those are your storm needs here in North Carolina. Is milk and bread. All of the milk and all of the bread in the city clears the shelves. Anyway, I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And I'm Brian Keith McNeill.
And this has been Let's Talk About It on ESPTV7, on the SIVN Network, iHeart, iTunes, and right here on Facebook Live.
And remember that your life is not a scrimmage or a practice game. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time the speedster takes its toll, and for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl.
God bless you.
God bless you, and go forward and live your Super Bowl life today. I was about to go with the rest of that poem.
And remember that you are blessed by the blessor to be a blessing. Permission to be amazing is already granted. Shout out to Ja and Tamika
and baby Kay. And she actually posted a picture finally. Praise God for that.
He's probably on paternity leave from the Empowerment Network, but we miss you, Brother John, and we look forward to seeing even more pictures of Miss Mina Simone. That's right, Storm Necessities, milk sandwiches. I don't know why, but it's Mondays, Black History Month, the first of the month, so don't forget to have sex.
Again on the first. What a great